What's up, people? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Hillman here. For those of you who don't know me, for those of you who are subscribers, welcome back. Thank you for always coming back. For those of you who are new, hey, check around. If you like what I do, be sure to subscribe. If not, it's a free world. You do you. This sun is hitting right. I was like, let me make this video before the sun goes down because it's winter and we don't normally get things like this. So we're gonna make the most of it. But anyways, today I'm gonna be doing a Q&A session. I posted a tag on my Instagram the other time. I'm asking people for questions which they want to know anything about, and a lot of people sending questions, but I couldn't answer all of them, of course, otherwise this video is going to be hours long. So I picked out a few of them which I'm going to be answering in this session. So without further ado, without talking too much, let's get into this video and make use of this sun. So the first question which was asked was, have you ever taken the MBTI test? Super interesting concept. When I saw this question, I was like, oh, this is going to be good, this is going to be spicy, because indeed I have taken the test. It's not really a test because if you go to the website, MBTI stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, for those of you who don't know. And basically what they do is they give you more inside information into what kind of personality type you have, right? They give you more understanding of what type of personality you as a person actually have. I cannot really testify to the accuracy of the test, but from my experience, it has been quite insightful, sometimes very on point, sometimes just gives you more stuff to think about, right? Because it might not be 100% of the time accurate because they ask you set of questions, and based on that they kind of give you more insight into what kind of personality you have. So for me, there were a few interesting things which I was like, oh, let me share this, let me mention this, because I found that interesting when I did the test. I actually did the test twice. I did the MBTI, so the Myers-Briggs, twice, and I did another one, I think it's 16 personalities it's called. I did that one time, like 2017. So I did this test twice, one time in 2019 and the second time in 2021, so January 2021 and May 2019, and the results were similar in a lot of things, but some things changed. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. So one, the first time my personality type was an assertive protagonist, ENFJ-A, for those of you who are interested. And the second time, it was an assertive campaigner. So both times I was assertive, but the first time I was a protagonist and the second time I was a campaigner. I try to look for more information as to, like, because they explain to you what this thing actually means specifically, but I couldn't log into my account because I haven't been, I got the results like years ago, or at least a year ago. So at some point the results kind of expire. You don't have access to your results anymore, or at least that's what they told me. But both times my role stayed a diplomat, which I think is cool because I'm trying to be a diplomat. And the strategy stayed the same as well, which was people mastery. And that's something which I would definitely agree with. That's something I'm very passionate about, just being able to communicate, and the art of people is something that always fascinates me. I try to improve daily on that. So I think that part was actually quite accurate. Another thing which I found quite accurate was that in 2019, I was 89% extroverted, right? And in 2021, when I did the test again, the extrovertedness went up to 96%. So in the space of 2 years, I increased by 7% assertiveness. What am I saying? I increased by 7% extrovertedness. I think that's quite accurate if you ask me. Maybe a little more, but yeah, they said 7%. But I think definitely I could see a correlation between what they're saying and how I as a person evolved, which I think is quite cool. I don't agree with necessarily everything, but I couldn't really open my profile, so I couldn't look into every single thing that is mentioned and how they explain it to see if there were some things I strongly disagree with. But for sure, a lot of the things which they said kind of matched who I was as a person. And yeah, I think it's a cool test. I think it's interesting to just find out what they say about you and kind of don't go 100% with it and try to change yourself to fit that. But it just gives you stuff to think about. You know, you can actually reflect on that and, you know, gain more awareness into who you actually are as a person and what type of personality you have. So I'm going to put the link to the test in the description below. Feel free to check it out. Hey, be sure to share your own personality results in the comment section if you would like to. That was question one. Second question. What specialty or like specializations are you currently interested in? That's a good question. Ooh. And I think for those of you who don't know me, I'm a fifth year medical student in Maastricht University in the Netherlands, and I'm currently doing my clinical rotations. And before I started medicine, of course, sometimes a lot of people don't, but I had a picture of what specialization I wanted to do at the end. In the beginning, it was neurosurgery. Let me tell you guys a story. So in the beginning it was neurosurgery. I always liked neurology and anatomy were like the parts of medicine I always performed the most in, and I I just had a burning passion for the brain and the anatomy and the functioning, and how just one small part can control a huge part of the body, and that part just being like damaged, the whole part is damaged. That always fascinated me. So I always wanted to be a neurosurgeon. I like slicing sometimes, or at least I thought I did, until I did the surgical rotation, which was the first rotation I did. After that, I was like, nah, maybe not. I feel like the life of a surgeon, it's interesting. I love the anatomy. I love being able to just repair things with my hands. But if you are being realistic, you have to kind of see what fits you as a person, weigh the pros and the cons and everything. And after I did my surgery rotation, I'm not going to get too deep into that. I just found that surgery is not really my thing. I could be, I don't know, minimally invasive with certain procedures just so I can keep my hands busy. But the life of a surgeon, the lifestyle of a surgeon, the colleagues and everything, that was not really my thing. So after the first rotation in surgery, I was like, maybe not. It still might happen, you never know, but at this moment, I don't think I want to become a surgeon. So then I moved from neurosurgery to neurology, because then I'm still busy with the brain. I'm still being involved with the functionality of the brain and how those parts are being controlled. So neurology is my number one option at the moment, right? And I just did my gynecology rotation as well, and I never expected to like gynecology. But I was surprised. I actually like the patient group. I like the colleagues. It's a friendly environment. It's a nice environment, welcoming babies, checking them up. I thought I would not like that. It turned out I did. So I'm thinking at the moment I want to specialize maybe in fertility medicine. That's also an option, to gynecology and subspecialize as a fertility doctor. That's another option too. Another option which I'm currently exploring as well is policy making. So healthcare management and policy making is something I'm passionate about, because ultimately I want to have my own medical schools and my own hospitals. So you have to be able to manage that yourself. I don't want to give some business person my hospitals to manage. I want to be able to manage my own hospitals myself. So that's something I was interested in, policy making and hospital management. Policy making more on a global scale, on a global healthcare scale. So these are certain areas of medicine which at the moment I'm interested in. So where this is going to go, I don't know. I have not had a neurology rotation yet, so I don't even know if I'm going to like it, because experience has really taught me that these things can really change your mind. They can give you more perspective to help you decide better, make a well educated decision. But time will tell, guys. Time will tell. I haven't done a lot of rotations. We'll see. But at the moment, those are my three options: neurology, gynecology, subspecialized in fertility medicine, and policymaking and healthcare management. Next question. Do I want to practice in the Netherlands or elsewhere? I'm the kind of person, I live in the moment. I make plans. I try to make sure that I'm being intentional with working towards my goals, which I set out. I always make goals. At the beginning of the year, I make goals, and over 5 years, I have goals. I have a vision board where I see myself going to, and I try to sail in the confines, not really confine myself, but sail towards my vision, so I'm not just going all over the place. And I like to explore the opportunities I have everywhere I go. So basically, ideally, ultimately, I want to go back to Cameroon or another African country close by. But at the moment, I'm in the Netherlands. I enjoy it. I love it. If after this I get an opportunity in the States, if I get an opportunity in Brazil, in Australia, or whatever, I'm going to go there as far as I know it's taking me closer to my vision and not further away. I'm always open for that. So I think at the moment I'm in the Netherlands. I don't know what is going to happen after I'm done my master's. I don't know what I'm going to do after I'm done my master's yet. There's a lot of options. The world is my oyster. It's big, it's broad. I'm just a small element, so I'm just trying to navigate and find my way there. But at the moment, I'm here. I'm making the most of here. For those of you who know me know I like to explore and discover new cultures, interact with different people. So the chances of me staying in the Netherlands for way longer than, let's say, 5-10 years are really slim. But you never know. I don't know where I'm going to go to next. But I know, knowing me, I'm most likely going to be out of here soon. I don't know in what capacity. I don't know what I'm going to be doing then. But hopefully it's going to be something good. So for now, I'm in the Netherlands. I'm enjoying it. I'm making the most of the opportunities. But I'm an explorer. God knows where I'm going to be in a few years. The next question was, what is the purpose of life? Whoa. Deep. But anyways, of course I can't explain this in the Q&A session. And there's more nuances to this than I can explain verbally. But I think for me, when I thought about this question, I tried to summarize what purpose actually means to me and what the purpose of my life is. It's basically, and it has a religious backdrop or a Christian backdrop. Let me not say religious backdrop, a Christian backdrop. I'm a Christian. I believe in God and everything that he teaches and he encourages, and just Christianity. I'm a practicing Christian. My purpose, I believe, is to live and to love. Basically, everything I'm doing, I just try to think for myself, is that the most loving thing to do? Is that the most loving way to react to that person? Is that the most loving way to act in the situation? Are you being loving to yourself? So am I being loving to myself? Basically, if I can summarize this, it is to live and to love. If you want to find out more about that, be sure to engage me personally in the comment section or send me a message on Instagram or wherever you want to reach out to me. On my social handles are always going to be in the description below. So be sure to reach out to me in any capacity through any medium which you can, and we can talk more about this. But basically, the answer to this question, the short, summarized answer to this question is to live and to love. So the next question was, what are your top 5 countries you would revisit? This question came, of course, from Instagram because I travel a lot. Recently, it's a passion I've discovered which I never knew I had before. So I travel a lot within and outside of Europe as well. And I have highlights of those. So if you're interested in the places I've visited, be sure to check them out. It's a lot and it's climbing with the years. So the question, basically, it's a tricky one because for me, I never really traveled to, let's say, Malta or Curacao, or just places where it's just, water, just beach and chilling and relaxing. That's not me yet, at least. When I travel, normally I travel to places where I know people, where I can go catch up, interact, laugh, they show me around, we have a good time. Or I can travel with people to just have a good time along the way. I'm going to be going on a road trip soon with a couple of friends. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be lit. I'm going to be vlogging about it as well, vlogging the whole time and putting the videos on here. So stay tuned for that. You definitely want to subscribe because you don't want to miss that road trip. It's going to be 16 days lit, full litness. But anyways, I mostly travel to or with people. So for me, how amazing a country feels is based on the amount of fun I have with people in that country. For example, if I go to Barcelona, it's cool, it's amazing, it's warm, the water is good, blah, blah, blah. But I went to Greece. The water was nice and everything. But if you are not really having fun in the process, for me, that doesn't really count as a fun experience. You can have the beautiful buildings, the beaches and everything. But as long as the company is not lit, the country and the experience is not necessarily lit for me too. So answering this question is going to be based on my experience as a person and taking this backdrop into account. That it's not necessarily the country, but it's my experience in the country based on how I perceive fun and litness in that country. So that being said, the countries which I would definitely revisit based on my experience so far, the first on the list, maybe I should start from the fifth. The fifth on the list is the Alps. So the German Alps, southern Germany. I got there and the oxygen was just, I was on a road trip, so I was with company, it was cool. The south of Germany, the oxygen is just crispy, it's fresh. Guys, breathe. Wow, but legit though, the air feels fresher. It smells clean. It smells nature. Yeah. It feels like your body is being revitalized with such pure oxygen. It's having an oxygen ecstasy. An oxygen orgasm, I think it's called. Yeah, that one. So the Alps was good. We went climbing, we went sightseeing, just driving through the mountains and seeing the views was just amazing, man. Stopping, having a break, eating, breathing. That was a whole experience. Climbing the mountains in Germany, man, southern Germany. I love southern Germany. So that's the fifth. The fourth is Greece. And that is because I feel like the culture in Greece, I was surprised. I went to Thessaloniki and the culture there, I just felt like it was so similar to what I'm used to in Cameroon. Like I landed at the airport and just walking out of the plane, I feel like the temperature also reminded me of Cameroon. The smell reminded me of Cameroon. Walking through the streets of Thessaloniki and seeing people roasting maize and corn on the road, that took me home. So I think that experience, just being able to relate with so much of the culture, the markets which are open and just busy and people, that was for me like, wow, this is I love this. I could come back to this. But then I think if I'm going back to Greece, I want to see more of what Greece has to offer. I want to go to Athens and see if it's the same as Thessaloniki. I want to go to the islands. Mykonos is something I've always had on my bucket list since in Cameroon. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back to Greece because I just feel like the mixture of the exotic Greece and the part which I relate to, which are more the low-key, places or the things people don't normally think about as tourists. I think I want to explore more of that. So the fourth on my list is definitely Greece. The third is Rwanda. I was in Rwanda a couple of months ago. I spent a whole month in Rwanda plus, and that was just an amazing experience. I lived with a friend of mine, Rita. I lived with her family. Her mom just treated me like her son, spoiled me, made sure I had like a whole dining table full every day. I felt like a king there. It was really nice. It was a great experience exploring, learning more about the culture, learning more about what makes Rwanda and how progressive they are, interacting with Rita's friends and talking to them and getting to pick their brains on certain things. Very ambitious people. It was just an amazing experience. I came back from Rwanda legit revitalized. Plus, Rwanda finally taught me how to swim. I've been trying to learn how to swim for the past decades, and people have tried, but it just hasn't worked. And I went to Rwanda and just going there every day, the weather, the atmosphere, the cool vibes there. I finally learned how to float in the deep end of the pool. That was lit. That was like a bucket list. I would still not joke with water though, because water is a dangerous force of nature, I tell you. But for sure, the experience in Rwanda was just an amazing experience. It was just in all ways relaxing, breathtaking, compelling, and I would definitely go back there. Talk less of the hills. It is the land of 1,000 hills. Plus, the Hillman made it a land of 1,001 hills. So I would definitely, man, the views there, you should definitely check it out. It is an amazing country. It is extra, super safe for anybody who goes as a tourist. So I think Rwanda is definitely the third on my list. The second on my list is Como in Italy. So we went to Como. I went with my sisters and my nephew. It was an amazing time, man. Just having to laugh with family. The views in Como are just wowza. Going on the boat tour, which my sister took us on. Wow. We also got to see George Clooney, because George Clooney lives by the lake. And he was living on a boat for dinner. So we got to see him as well, go for dinner. We waved and he waved back with his wife. Wow. John Legend also got married on Lake Como. The owner of Spotify, they had like some state-of-the-art kind of style event at Lake Como. You can see the buildings and the castles and everything. If you can, it's quite expensive because that's where all the money resides in Italy, Lake Como. So if you can afford like a boat tour and stuff like that, the views are breathtaking. It is just an amazing experience, just being in the water, breathing, getting the fresh breeze and everything. The boat guides are really nice, or at least the ones we have were really nice. So Lake Como is a place I'll definitely go back to. I'm actually, in fact, going back there during my road trip to explore more with friends this time and see what more of Lake Como has to offer, climbing and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting. This is a place I would definitely like to go back to, and I am actually going back to Lake Como in a few weeks. So that's going to be exciting. And number one on the list is Ghana. Woo. So I went to Ghana to see, to do an internship in the hospital, like a 2-week rotation at a hospital in Kumasi. And that was Tafo General Hospital. And I also have friends who lived in Accra. So I touched down in Ghana, stayed with my friends in Accra for a couple of days, and then moved to Kumasi for the rotation, and then came back to conclude the trip in Accra with these friends. Man, those people were lit. It was just litness upon litness upon litness. I stayed with a host in Kumasi who was amazing as well. Got me introduced to the food and everything. That was just chef's kiss. So every day was like lit in Ghana. The weather, the rain, the dust, the hospital, just learning and having fun in the process. That for me was like, okay, this is it. This is just it. My last days in Accra were just wild, like wildness upon wildness. But I really just want to shout out to the people who made Ghana feel so warm for me, because that was really an experience I will never forget. So definitely Ghana is my number one. So in order from top to bottom, it's Ghana, Como in Italy, Rwanda, Greece, Thessaloniki, but I hope to explore more, and last but not least, the Alps, or in other words, southern Germany. Next question. Plans for the year. What can we expect from your channel? Whew. So I have a vision board, which I write at the beginning of every year, and I try to reflect on that 4 times per year. So like every 3 months I try to reflect on my visions and how much progress I'm making and how closer I'm getting to my goals or the visions I set for myself. So this year is going to be exciting. There are a few core areas. So core areas in my spiritual life, my relationship with God, that's very important. That's always priority, that tops everything else. Secondly, my medical rotations, that's a priority as well. Thirdly, traveling and content creation, that's a priority as well. And 4, my coaching practice, which I just started to help out students, something I've been procrastinating for the longest time. I made a video on that. I'll link it somewhere here. Be sure to check it out as well. But those are like the 4 areas I'm going to concentrate on. But I also have minor visions and minor goals, which are also like subgroups of these main areas. So I think in terms of what you can expect from my channel, you can expect a lot of litness. You can expect, oh man, the content that is going to come in the next months, because I'm going to try to make more educational videos, give you more insight into my life as a medical student, because I know a lot of people, you know, use that for perspective to see they actually want to do medical school or stuff like that. So I'm going to try to give you guys that as well. I'm going to be vlogging a lot on my trips because I have a lot. I'm going to be traveling because I have medical rotations and then I have breaks in between. And I always like to use my breaks to travel and explore because I like to keep a balance. Traveling is for me when I normally get to rest and relax and not think about school that much. So I love traveling, and I also know put in a lot of places, which makes it considerably cheaper for me. So I love traveling. I have a couple of trips planned this year to mostly Spain, Italy, Portugal, Monaco, Andorra, France, you name it. But it's just gonna be amazing, and I'm gonna be vlogging that more because I normally put stories on Instagram and highlights, but I'm gonna be investing more in giving you, my loyal subscribers, some more content to enjoy. So if you definitely want to see the vlogs and the places I go to, it's gonna be lit, man. The company is gonna be amazing. The vibes are just gonna be vibes on vibes on vibes. You don't want to miss that. So that's something you definitely expect from my channel this year as well. And I'm also going to try to, last but not the least, have conversations with more people. So I have this podcast. I'm doing this podcast with Ahmed and Ricardo. It's called The Offcast. You should definitely check it out as well. We have a YouTube channel. You can also find us on Spotify and other streaming platforms. But we're going to try to have more conversations, and I'm also going to try to have more conversations about topics which I know are interesting for you guys, like med school related or traveling or mindset and culture. Just invite people over to the channel to actually have more enriching conversations. So in a nutshell, that's what you can expect from my channel. More insights into what medical school is like, my life as a medical student, more traveling vlogs, and also more triggering and exciting conversations with people about topics that actually matter. So that's it, guys. And if you're really looking forward to this, like I'm looking forward to this, you will definitely hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, I don't know what you're doing in your life. But anyways, I hope to also this year engage more with the audience. Know who's watching, know how my videos are helping you. If you think there's something I can make, something you want to see, engage me. I love the interaction. I have a lot of people message me on Instagram from YouTube, and I love that. I love helping people. I'm starting my coaching practice so I can facilitate helping people with the questions they have, because I've seen a pattern of questions people normally come to me with. So I've created this coaching to kind of help students with those as well. So I love the interaction, and I love to be able to see what my videos are doing and kind of help people more with what I'm already trying to do, because initially my videos ultimately just I'm trying to help people with the knowledge I have and the skills I've gained. So if I can do that, if I can extrapolate that and make that more detailed, more refined to the people who are actually watching and interacting, I would love to do that. So for sure this year I also hope to interact more with you as the audience and know who's actually watching and how the videos are helping them. So be sure to let me know, be sure to engage me, be sure to let me know what you think in the comment section. Reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, no, that's addictive. Snapchat, whatever works for you, whatever rocks your boat. But yeah, guys, that was it for this Q&A session. There were a lot more questions which I couldn't answer, but for sure, I'll be coming with another Q&A session in the future. But for now, guys, that has been this video. I hope someone learned something from this. I hope it was, at least somehow, was interesting to someone out there. But until next time, I've been Hillman, your hosts at the Hawks Station. And until next time, stay blessed and peace out.